she's got great stature in the world of ladies darts, and she does seem to get under the radar a little bit, and probably doesn't get the attention that she deserves.
The conversation, all the focus won't be on Beau Greaves and Fallon Sherrick. It gives everybody else a platform. Hi there and welcome to the MODUS Super Series darts channel on Pluto TV, where we are looking ahead to the first Women's Week of 2025. It all gets underway on the 28th of April, and Trina Gulliver once again will be part of it. Now, Trina, this is going to be the third Women's Week we've held. We've got another one coming later this year as well. Yeah. So we're going to preview that a little later in the show, but first we're going to look back on the previous Women's Weeks that we've held here. And first of all, just tell us about your experiences in those.
I've thoroughly enjoyed them. You know, that's another platform for us to show our wares kind of thing, and yes, they've been great and very successful, I think.
Yeah, and potentially some surprising winners in an age where we've had certain players pretty much dominating the sport, maybe 3 or 4 over the last few years. It hasn't been those who've gone on to win it. That shows that there's a lot of strength in depth in the women's game, I suppose. Yeah,
there is, you know, and, you know, obviously you've got Beau and Fallon that are top of their games at the moment. Beau's just unstoppable, so it seems. And yeah, there was some surprising results in the last Women's Week, and yeah, so it does show the strength and depth.
Yeah, and both of those players did play in the very first Women's Week that we held here. Here are the results from the finals night, and as you can see, they met in the semi-finals. Fallon Sherrick got a brilliant 3-0 win against Beau Greaves, produced her performance of the week in that one. Beau did indeed look unstoppable. But it was Rhiannon O'Sullivan that went and got the job done. What a moment that was for her.
Yeah, she had a pretty good week, and but she kind of like on finals night, she came underneath the radar kind of thing. And yeah, it was an unexpected win, I think, from a lot of people's minds. And you know, people were expecting either Beau or Fallon, I guess. And but yeah, she played absolutely brilliant and well deserved.
Yeah, and she lost 3-0 in the first game on finals night as well. Is this format a bit of a leveller? Because in most darts tournaments, you lose, you're out. But the fact that the women are getting more and more matches as the week goes on, getting used to the stage, does that give more players a chance to actually lift trophies?
Yeah, of course, you know, and that format can show your strengths and your weaknesses. So it's, you know, it's cutthroat, and yeah, it can be anybody's. You know, one bad game and it can all be lost.
What about Beau Greaves that week? Because she looked unstoppable, and she played here at the Super Series as well, gone unbeaten in an entire week of a normal week. Yeah. Lost the semi-final on Champions Night. She would lose the semi-final to Fallon Sherrick on Women's Week as well. A lot of people thought this would be the final, but it turned out not to be the case. Was Beau off, or was Fallon just on in that game?
I think Fallon was on, to be fair, and you know, it's well deserved. You know, Fallon's still a great player and everything, and you know, she played her best darts that night.
Every single player, apart from those two, were 20-1 to win finals night. So the fact that, you know, Fallon beat Beau and then Rhiannon goes on to beat Fallon in the final, again, a few punters, particularly in Wales, might have been quite happy. I'm
sure they were. I thought they're rubbing their hands maybe, but yeah, it was great odds there for Rhiannon. You know, she's been playing absolutely brilliant of late, and yes, it'll be good to see how she gets on in the next.
Yeah, let's just talk about Beau for a moment. She's not going to be playing in the next Women's Week. She's kind of taken a different direction this year and does seem to want to compete on the main tour a lot more. She's playing Challenge Tour, Development Tour. But in that Group A campaign, when she was here, she did show her dominance and that she was a cut above. And I suppose that's going to happen, isn't it, over a 15-game group?
Yeah, I mean, she is. She's just a class player, and you know, and I can understand why she's taking a little bit of a different route and everything. She's doing so well on the Challenge Tour and everything over there. So, you know, I don't blame her for doing that. You know, it's she's just phenomenal, and you know, long may it last for her.
Yeah, look, there's all sorts going on in women's darts in terms of the PDC getting involved with the Women's Series in recent years, the Women's World Match Play. Obviously, the WDF now still have the Women's World Championship. It was the first time last year that we'd done any kind of sort of special week that deviated from the normal MODUS Super Series tournament. What did that mean for women's darts?
Well, it's a lot. You know, it tells you that we are playing good, entertaining darts, and that you're willing to show that. You know, you are a showcase for us, and you know, the fact that you're that MODUS is actually progressing with that and giving us more opportunities, then that's only good for the game, and we're well happy with that.
Yeah, and we would get a new name on the trophy in the second Women's Week that was held last year, and that name was Kirsty Vinnikainen, a familiar name in the final that she beat Laura Turner there, our colleague, making it through to the final. But you look at that list of names, it is so different to what you would expect, and not forgetting that Lisa Ashton played that week as well. Yeah,
and Lisa didn't have a great week, along with myself as well, so you would expect Lisa's name to be there, but it wasn't. And Kirsty was a great champion.
Yeah, she's a semi-finalist the first time around. I remember when she got through on the Friday night the first time, and she was really emotional on stage. She did that again. She was really, really emotional with that victory, and it just shows what it meant to her.
Yeah, it's the opportunities that are coming, and it's great having them, and for us to grab them as well. It's a great stage to play on, and you can see there that she's a bit of a shy person and everything. Doesn't say a lot, but she's a lovely person, and she well deserved it.
Yeah, and she comes over from Finland as well. It's an investment for her, isn't it? It's not easy. I know there are no entry fees, and look, she's made it worth a while with the prize money there. But it's difficult, isn't it?
It's not easy, and there's a family life obviously over there, as there is for everybody else, and so yeah, she makes a long journey, and it's paid off for her.
And there aren't many opportunities. There are more, of course, but there aren't many opportunities to play on a stage in front of the cameras. So for her and Laura Turner to have had that moment in the final, it's really something to look back on, and they've got that memory forever now, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Laura's a good player as well. She's just come back from England duty herself, and she had a superb week that week, and she very nearly won the final, but it wasn't to be, and Kirsty took the championship.
Do you feel, because Laura said this to me before, and you're in the same boat these days, do you feel that sometimes there is a pressure, as someone who's a pundit and a commentator, to go and back it up on the stage? I mean, maybe you don't need to. Trina, 10 world titles probably makes that point. But Laura herself, she works on the Premier League, the World Championship, everything. Yeah. And I think that was a real sort of moment for her to say, you know what, I can play the game as well.
Yeah. I get where she's coming from. When you're kind of like on the pundit side, you're telling everybody what they're doing or maybe where they're going wrong, and you're coming across, and then you're up there and playing yourself, and you're thinking, well, I'm doing exactly what I'm telling people not to do. So it can be awkward, but yeah, it's part of the game, and we both love playing, and we both love the commentating as well. So best of both worlds for us.
We always remember the finals, the big occasions, but we have 12 players in each week here at the MODUS Super Series, and one of the players involved that week was 16-year-old Paige Pauling. The future is very bright. What do you make of Paige and how far she might be able to go in this game?
Well, exactly what you just said. It is. She's young. She's very keen. And she's a great player. And if she goes along I can see her going along the same lines as Bo. And progressing. And but it's a long way for her to go as well. So don't put too much pressure on her. Let her just go at her own flow and her own pace, and she'll get there.
One thing I do find interesting, or I'm interested in hearing from you, I mean, you've played the main series on many occasions, and you've played the women's weeks as well. What's the difference in the practice room for those two type of events?
Well, very different, really, because you're playing massive halls in the PDC events. And that's just a small room out the back, very cosy, but it's nice, and you all get on, you're all sat around the table and everything. So, your discussion might be what setup you're using or something like that, or it might be completely different about a night out the other week that you had with the girls. So, it's very relaxed and out there, and it's great.
Because you're spending a lot of time with the same people. Do the likes of Paige Pauling and other young players, are they coming to you for advice and things like that?
Not really. Paige doesn't come to me for advice. I mean, I always say to her, well done, and I'm encouraging towards her and everything. But she's quite a quiet girl, and but I'm sure she gets some advice from somewhere. Her dad's with her most of the time, and so yeah, she'll be picking up bits and pieces anyway from just watching, from watching people play and from watching how people react to things as well. So she's learning every day, like as we all still are.
So far, 2 Women's Weeks. Would you summarise them as successful and something you want to see more of here?
Absolutely, yeah. I think they've been a great success, and it's something that us girls us ladies want to progress with and have more of.
Well, good news, there are more coming, and after the break we are going to preview Women's Week 3 here at the Super Series. Welcome back to this conversation all about the Women's Weeks here at the MODUS Super Series, and there is another one coming up just around the corner.
Pauling looking at 130. Another. Double 5. Oh, that's magnificent.
Gemma hit, the thing's different. What a finish. 1-1.
Another one of those. And that eclipses the biggest finish of the week.
Box now for a 120 out and a 2-0 lead. And she takes it.
Brian O'Sullivan! Kasi Vinakainen!
Yeah, Trina Gulliver's alongside me, and she's in Group A for Women's Week 3. Some returning names, some names that have been ever present, including yourself, Trina, and some interesting ones as well. First of all, top of that Group A list, Kirsty Hutchinson. She is going to make her debut. What does she bring to the week?
Kirsty's a very, very good player. She can be quite fiery at times. She expects a lot of herself. She can get quite angry with herself. But she's a great player, and she'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, Gemma Hayter, she was very good in the last one. Started to tail off. She had a bit of an injury as the week went on, but she's played more women's series this year and says that seems to be behind her. She's going to be a contender, isn't she?
Absolutely, yes. She did have, like you said, she did have that injury, and she's been having physiotherapy for it. So it seems to have sorted itself. Touch wood for her. So she'll be a big contender for the week. She's playing well too.
And it's a kind of local event for her as well, so she really will want to get through to that Saturday.
Yeah, she will, and she'll have the local support here if she does so.
Both both former champions, I should say, are going to be here. Kirsty Vinakainen in Group A, Brian O'Sullivan in Group B. That'd be something, wouldn't it, to be a multiple Women's Week winner? Yeah,
it would be great for them, wouldn't it? But, there's a few in there that will be looking to take their first. And yeah, it's a great lineup there, in all across the board. So, again, it could be anybody's that week.
It would be interesting to see who is favourite for it. Obviously, no Fallon Sherrick, no Bo Greaves. Lisa Ashton is in it. Now, I did mention in the first half of this conversation that she didn't make it through to Saturday, but there was a little bit of a subcontext to that she started to feel unwell as the week went on. So if we've got a fully fit, fully firing Lisa Ashton, surely she'll be there on Saturday this time.
Well, you would like to think so, wouldn't you? And she wasn't at her best that week, and so hopefully she'll be well enough and fit enough to proceed better this time.
What kind of legacy does she have in the game women's darts? Because often, like what we talk about you a lot, Dita Hedman, we talk about the modern day Bo Greaves and Fallon Sherrick. Often Lisa gets missed, but she's a 4-time world champion.
Yeah, exactly that. She is a 4 times world champion, and she's got great stature in the world of ladies darts, and she does seem to get under the radar a little bit, and probably doesn't get the attention that she deserves. But 4 world championships are record for England is great. She's won many more titles. So yeah, she's a great player. Yeah,
and the only woman to have come through Q School and got a PDC Tour card that way as well.
Exactly that.
Robin Byrne, another really watchable player. She's fast throwing, isn't she? Just really exciting to watch. Has she got the talent to be getting her hands on a trophy at a week like this?
Yeah, Robin's been around for a long time, and so she's only young herself. So, but yeah, she's got a great talent, and she's got every opportunity of taking some really good games and making a mark.
Another contender, a lady called Trina Gulliver. I don't know if you've heard of her.
A bit dodgy.
What's your motivation for this particular Women's Week? What would be success for you?
Just to get through the week, really, and play better than I have done. You know, I don't think I've done myself any justice, really, in the past and here. So, you know, to get to a finals night would be great. But one day at a time, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, you've had some big moments, haven't you? Big finishes at times and stuff like that, but just maybe not had the consistency, a good day, and then not being able to follow it up. So is that what you're really searching for?
Yeah, consistency is going to be the key, I think. And, you know, if for any of us players along the week, you know, consistency is the important thing, and you know, I'll be looking to get more of that.
Yeah, let's just show you the full week again. So this is the lineup: Kirsty Hutchinson, Paige Paulding, Lisa Ashton, Gemma Hayter, Trina Gulliver herself, and Kirsty Vinnikainen, all in Group A. Laura Turner, runner-up last time around. She beat Lorraine Winstanley to get there to that final Group B, with Ren O'Sullivan, the winner of the first event, and then the Irish pair of Robin Byrne and Katie Sheldon joining Vicky Proom in Group C. Look, it's difficult, Trina, because you're part of this week, but where are the main threats coming from?
Well, going on form at the moment, there's Gemma. Lorraine Winstanley is playing really well at the moment. She's had some good PDC series events. Kirsty's always there. You know, it's wide open, really. You know, and Paige is playing some great darts as well, and we've also got Vicky Proom. Yeah, some great players there, and it just all depends on how it goes on the day.
Yeah, I mean, is there something nice as well about having a full week of women's darts? You know, 6 days, 8 sessions, and the conversation, all the focus won't be on Beau Greaves and Fallon Sherrick. It gives everybody else a platform.
Well, maybe, yeah. I think that's probably a good point, actually. You know, because they do dominate the sport, and you know, they are talked about a lot. But with them not being present at this week's thing, then you know the focus will be on other players. So yeah, it'll probably be a bit of a fresh breath of fresh air, then, if you like, for others to get their point across and get some attention.
And are there any other players that you're aware of that maybe you would like to see given a chance or accepting the invite in the fourth Women's Week?
Well, there's quite a few. You know, there's quite a few out there that's capable of putting some great darts together. You know, you've got a few of the Dutch girls as well. That's, you know, maybe Aileen de Graaf and maybe some of the Japanese girls as well. The other Japanese girls that are coming through. But obviously, travel is a big issue there. Natalie Gilbert.
Yeah.
You know, there's some great players about and some good players coming through as well.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Japan, we've had Mikuru Suzuki, of course, a multiple world champion. She's played in the main series before. You really could. I mean, look, the women we've got is a strong week of 12 players, isn't it? But you could really get a stunning week if everybody could be here at the same time.
Yeah, you could. You know, there's a lot of people that are in strength. Like you say, you've got a lot more players now that are strength and depth, and there's another top players that you could fill the week with there.
What would it mean to you at this stage of your career if you were to be the Women's Week champion?
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be great, and I need to put a lot of practice in, I think, to get there. But yeah, it would be great, and it would be nice to. I know my game is there. It's just the consistency of it, and if I can get it all right, all week or at the right times, then anything could happen.
Certainly could. Good luck. We'll be watching you and seeing how it unfolds. So that's Women's Week 3 here at the MODUS Super Series, getting underway 28th of April from 9:30 a.m. UK time here on Pluto TV.